welcome to Reality Check at the all-new time of 8:30. We kick off our new primetime lineup with a big exclusive. We've been taking a closer look at the Nirav Modi Mehul Choksi bank scandal, at the billions of dollars which seem to have been siphoned off outside the country, raising questions as to how it was permitted. And more details are emerging of the sheer lack of government and regulatory oversight. Now, one of the big breaking stories that we're just putting out on NDTV is fresh evidence which has emerged that Nirav Modi, who is one of the main accused in the scam, may have already been plotting his escape. He's managed to convert his status from Indian in March of last year to NRI in November of last year. Manas Pratap Singh has that big news break. Now, Manas, you've been looking at documents submitted by Nirav Modi to the government. These are to the Ministry of Company Affairs, which suggest that he's actually now an NRI.
Exactly, Vasu. This is the company which is called A&M Enterprises. It's a holding company which owns majority of the shares, around 99% shares of Firestar, which is Nirav Modi's company. Now, when we look at their documents that they filed of share allotment,
yes,
the first document that you can see here is from March 2017, where his nationality is shown to be Indian. But when we took a closer look and saw their latest filings, this one from November 2017, just a few months back, he changed his nationality to NRI, someone who stays in Dubai, Jumeirah Towers. So this is one of the things that was missing out on the briefings given out by the investigative agencies.
All right, Manas, so this is significant. What you're saying is that in March of last year, Nirav Modi was an Indian. By November, he becomes an NRI. And in fact, this is the document that actually nails that piece of evidence that he was already, it appeared, waiting to take flight in late of last year. And the address, as Manas points out, says flat number 2202 Al Shera Towers, Jumeirah Lake Towers, Dubai, UAE. And Manas, this document was actually submitted to a government organization, to the NCA. So it would have been very much part of their records, and yet it seemed to have gone undetected.
Yeah, of course, Vasu, you're absolutely right. A&M Enterprises is now the holding company, the company that owns Nirav Modi's premier Firestar Enterprises, which has once been named in Forbes India as well. So now what we're looking at is a company that holds 99% of the shares of that big company, and its latest filings. It's one of the filings that you can see on the Ministry of Corporate Affairs website. It's for everyone to see. It's a public offering. There itself, it suggests that Nirav Modi became a non-resident citizen just months before his escape.
All right, Manas, thanks very much indeed for that. Now, it's significant that these dates are kept in mind because in November 2017, Nirav Modi, as per this document, becomes an NRI. And just a month later, he leaves the country. Remember, it's in early January that he and Mehul Choksi, his uncle, and other family members leave the country and then only surface in Davos, and that's it. Then after that, they're gone. And this is around the same time. It's the early part of the year where PNB started to set off red flags about the kind of transactions that Nirav Modi's company was undertaking. And it appears that almost as if in anticipation of that, he has changed his status to NRI. Does he hold other passports as well of other countries which is undetected to Indian authorities? We don't know. We know that they have suspended his passport, but is that going to be of any good? Now, Dubai, the address that he's given in Jumeirah Lake Towers is significant because we also took a close look at where the money has gone. Where have all the crores of rupees that have gone to his companies gone for? Because remember, he claims he's taken that money to actually purchase diamonds and jewelry and other raw materials needed for his business. But when we actually started to look at those companies, and we are going to now start putting up those details on the screen, 5 companies we looked at, and this is what we found. Tricolor FZE Sharjah, no website for this company, phone switched off, just $5,600 in annual sales. Unity Trading FZE Dubai, these are all part of some Dubai industrial zone, no website, phone switched off. Sino Traders Limited, a Hong Kong based company, no website. other than the fact that it started in 2013, no other detail. The same with Sunshine Gems, another company started in 2013 based in Hong Kong without a website. And the final company, Aura Gem, no information on that as well. So it's not just, as we know, Nirav Modi. It's also, as we know, Gitanjali Jewels, which in some ways is emerging as perhaps an even bigger scam. This is the company of Mehul Choksi, who is Nirav Modi's business partner and his uncle. And in this case, what is worrying is that despite repeated red flags, nothing was done about this company. Its fortunes remained unaffected despite multiple red flags. Our analysis found this, that between 2012 to 2016, there's been at least 6 cases that are in court against Gitanjali for cheque bouncing, at least 5 cases in court for non-repayment. In 2009, LIC, the Life Insurance Corporation of India itself, had to take Gitanjali to court for 3 cases of a bounced cheque because of a 125 crore unsecured loan it gave Gitanjali, which the company was not able to pay back. In 2014, SEBI, the market regulator, has actually suspended trading in Gitanjali on suspicion of price manipulation. Now, despite all this, look at what happens to Gitanjali's fortunes. Between 2011 to 17, there's a 200% increase in the loans and advances that it gets from banks, rising from 2,500 crores in 2010-11 to 7,550 crores in 2016-17 as per its own disclosures. Now, this is a bank which, and of all the banks, Punjab National Bank has given, now we know from the CBI, 3,000 crores to this quote-unquote tainted company just in 2017. Between just 3 months, March and April, they issued 3,000 crores of LOUs, letters of undertaking and letters of credit, just this one bank alone. Other banks that have been exposed: Bank of India, Antwerp, 700 crores, Axis Bank, Hong Kong, 700 crores, SBI in Mauritius and Frankfurt, nearly 1,100 crores, Canara Bank, Bahrain, 420 crores. All, as I said, to a company which was setting off red flags at least for the past 3 to 4 years. Joining me tonight on the debate, I have with me Anshul Verma, Lok Sabha MP of the BJP. Joining us via Skype from Chandigarh, Manish Tiwari, spokesperson of the Congress, is also with us. And we're going to get more whistleblowers in this case joining us as well. But Anshul Verma, if I can ask you now, a fresh embarrassment, is it not, for your government, the fact that Nirav Modi has declared himself as an NRI in November of last year, declared this to the government, and yet this was not setting off red flags?
Well, this is strange, which I came to know through this channel. But again, despite the facts which you've revealed,
yes,
the major concern should be how to get back this Nirav Modi. Because the amount, the bungling is of around 11,400 crores. And instead of blame game, see, there is a lapse, a serious lapse, as we know.
But how was he allowed to get away? Before we get into how we're going to bring him back, Anshul Verma, the BJP says that they will be cleaning up the ills of the past. There will be a corruption-free government. But here you have someone who's now a declared scamster, is able to declare himself an NRI, gets out of the country, is then investigated and found to have siphoned off billions of rupees of taxpayer money. And all this happening under the government's nose. The last we see or hear of him then is when he surfaces in Davos at that photo op with the Prime Minister. Surely this is bungling, of course, but isn't there also a concern about whether this gentleman has been given special favors? Was he allowed to get away? That's the worry, that's the fear, because of his connections.
Well, you can't blame government for that. There are officials also. And I believe the ED is doing a serious job, and I won't be able to comment not much on that.
You're not willing to comment much more on that. Manish Tiwari, what do you make of the BJP's contention now that, to our news break, the fact that Nirav Modi has now even become an NRI, given a Dubai address, he says that The focus shouldn't be on blame game. It should be on figuring out how to get him back.
Well, Srinivasan, there are three concurrent trends or three trend lines as I see them. One is the LOUs and the loans which have been extended by banks and financial institutions to this gentleman. The second is the multiple litigations which you pointed to, which had been playing themselves out in various courts of law in terms of checks having bounced and litigation having commenced. But what is most worrying, and that is where the government needs to answer, is that on the 1st of January or between the 1st to the 6th of January, all these people decide to make themselves scarce. Then this gentleman, Nirav Modi, mysteriously and enigmatically surfaces in Davos, is photographed with the Prime Minister. The explanation that is being given out is that, oh, he was hanging around, and so therefore, since he was hanging around, he was made a part of the photograph. I mean, that's not how Government of India works. You don't make people who are hanging around Davos a part of the photograph. And number three, once Davos is over, then the PNB, goes and files this FIR. Yes. It was almost as if they were waiting for the horses to bolt before attempting to shut the stable door. The whole thing is not a coincidence. There is a pattern to it.
Anshul Verma, respond to that.
Well, Manishji, as he's my senior, I'll ask him one thing. As I said, we shouldn't be blaming each other. If I'll say one thing, on September 13th September, the day, and say on 2013, when Mr. Rahul Gandhi was found to be with Mr. Nirav, then you'll say it was a social program, he visited there and revealed. So same is the case. Who organized it? It's not the matter. He was a part of that group photo. That is
Rahul Gandhi.
How can you blame a Gandhi on that?
Rahul Gandhi was with Nirav Modi. Manish, you want to respond to that?
Yeah.
What was Rahul Gandhi doing with Nirav Modi?
Srinivasan, I find that laughable. That question was ostensibly asked to the Congress president on Saturday. And if my instructions are correct, he denied it categorically. And number two, there is a difference between someone who is the Prime Minister of India and someone who is the functionary of a political party. So therefore, even if, let's suppose, we were to extend that logic, the defaults actually start taking place in 2017. No defaults took place between 2011 and 2017. The red flags went up in 2017 when the CBI, when PNB decided to file an FIR with the CBI. So therefore, between the January of 2018, when these gentlemen decide to make themselves scarce and then get photographed, and that is followed by an FIR, and then you want to extrapolate it back to 2013, with great respect, what kind of logic is that?